Foods that shrink your brain over time, number 3, is in every American fridge. Before watching the video, try to quickly guess this question. 1. Which of these foods can quietly shrink your brain if eaten too often? A. Leafy greens. B. Sugary sodas. Grilled fish. Fresh berries. The correct answer is B. Sugary sodas. Did you figure it out? Let me explain. Sugary sodas increase inflammation and oxidative stress in the brain, which weakens nerve cells over time. Hello everyone. Today, doctors warn that some everyday foods found in nearly every American fridge could be quietly setting the stage for similar brain changes. Not through sudden tragedy, but through the slow, invisible shrinking of the brain over time, driven by choices we barely notice. The good news? Once you understand how these foods affect your brain and how a few simple changes can make a powerful difference, you can stay sharper longer. Let's uncover the hidden dangers together and explore the steps scientists say can help you protect your mind for years to come. 1. Sugary sodas, the sweet drink that quietly steals your sharpness. You know, it's easy to think that a little soda with lunch or dinner can't do much harm. It's sweet, refreshing, and pleasant. But what if that familiar fizz is doing more damage inside your body than you realize? Let me put this into perspective. As we age, our brains become more vulnerable to little attacks. That we don't feel things like chronic inflammation and oxidative stress. Sugary soda bombards your system with high levels of fructose, a sugar that not only spikes blood sugar but also increases markers of inflammation and oxidative damage in brain tissue. Over time, this constant stress silently weakens neurons, making it harder for the brain to maintain its volume and strength. At first, you may notice it in small ways: forgetting where you put your keys, feeling foggy after a meal, having trouble finding the right words in a conversation. These little slips can be early signs that your brain health needs more attention. And here's the tricky part: sugary sodas don't announce their damage with a big warning sign. The damage builds up slowly, year after year, quietly reducing your brain's resilience without you even realizing it. But the great thing is, it's never too late to make a change. Start by swapping just one soda a day for water, herbal tea, or naturally flavored seltzer. Every small choice you make today can add up to years of sharper memory, better focus, and a clearer mind in the future. Maybe you're thinking, all right, I'll just switch to diet sodas instead, no sugar, no worries. And that sounds like a smart move at first. But here's the part most people never hear. Even without sugar, what's inside those diet cans could still be quietly working against your brain. Stay with me, because what you'll learn next might change the way you look at guilt-free drinks forever. 2. Diet sodas, the guilt-free drink that could quietly sabotage your mind. Feels like a smart choice, right? Pick up a diet soda instead of the sugary regular kind. No calories, no guilt. But behind that familiar can lurks a risk that most people never even suspect. Diet sodas are loaded with artificial sweeteners like aspartame, and while they cut calories, they also send mixed signals to your brain's delicate chemistry. Over time, these fake sweeteners mess with your body's ability to regulate blood sugar, leading to low-grade inflammation right inside your brain. This inflammation weakens the neural pathways you rely on for memory, attention, and quick thinking. Imagine putting the wrong oil in your car every day. It might start out fine until one day the engine quietly dies. That's what chronic diet soda drinking can do to your brain over the years. Many older adults notice the first subtle signs: forgetting names that were once familiar, feeling a little slower when processing conversations, needing longer pauses to find the right word. The most dangerous thing about diet soda is how insidious it is. There are no sudden symptoms, no alarms. Just a gradual decline in the sharpness you once believed you had. The good news is, you have better options. Try swapping a can of diet soda a day for a glass of sparkling water with a squeeze of fresh lemon or a handful of berries. A small, refreshing habit can keep your mind sharper and clearer with each sip. 3. Bottled salad dressings. The hidden trap sitting in your fridge. Many people proudly grab a fresh salad for lunch or dinner, confident that they're making a smart, heart-healthy choice. And that's true, veggies are great for your body and your brain. But the danger often comes from that colorful bottle of salad dressing in the fridge. Many bottled dressings, even those labeled low-calorie or fat-free, are loaded with high-fructose corn syrup, artificial flavors, and preservatives. Every pour adds hidden sugars and chemicals to your body. And over time, these ingredients quietly promote low-grade inflammation, which can spread to your brain and slowly weaken your nerve cells. It doesn't happen dramatically or immediately. Instead, you may start to notice the little things, losing your train of thought mid-sentence, having a little more trouble recalling simple facts, or feeling mentally groggy after a meal. What's most troubling is that it feels so normal. A salad should be a symbol of health, not a hidden ticket to long-term cognitive decline. But here's the silver lining. You don't have to give up your favorite salad. A simple homemade dressing, a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, a squeeze of fresh lemon juice, and a few herbs can turn your meal into a real brain booster. It's a small change, but your future self will thank you for it. Maybe you are thinking, all right, I'll just stick to simple treats, a little muffin here, a cookie there. And honestly, it feels like no big deal. But the truth is, even those tiny, packaged rewards might be quietly feeding a danger. We cannot see a danger that slowly chips away at your brain's strength over time. Let me show you how these everyday sweets can add up in ways you might never expect. 4. Packaged baked goods. The little treat that slowly chips away at your memory. Picture it, right? You're at the grocery store, and neatly packaged muffins, cookies, or cakes sit right next to the checkout counter. A quick snack for the ride home, a small reward after a long day. It feels harmless, even pleasant. But inside those colorful packages lurks a dangerous combination. Refined white flour, artificial additives, and often trans fats. When you eat packaged goods regularly, your blood sugar spikes, and the underlying inflammatory oils silently weaken the tiny blood vessels that feed your brain. At first, you won't feel anything different. You might just notice a little fogginess in the afternoon, a little more difficulty finding the right words, or forget why you walked into a room. Small things, easy to ignore. The problem is, these little offenses to your brain add up, silently. By the time symptoms become apparent, years of slow damage may have already occurred. Here's a better way. When you have a sweet tooth, reach for a square of dark chocolate with at least 70% cacao, or a handful of fresh berries. They'll satisfy your sweet tooth, and better yet, they'll provide antioxidants that protect your brain instead of harming it. 5. Processed meats. The silent fire you feed your brain without knowing. Imagine lighting a small fire in your living room, one that burns small enough not to set off an alarm, but steady enough to cause damage over time. That's what processed meats like bacon, ham, and cold cuts can do quietly inside your brain. These meats are often preserved with nitrates and are high in saturated fat. Each bite triggers mild inflammation in your blood vessels, including the delicate ones that feed your brain. Over months and years, this slow, insidious damage begins to weaken your brain's structure and accelerate its atrophy. In your day-to-day life, you might just feel a little tired after a meal, think a little slower, or be less sharp at problem solving. Little things are easy to ignore until they grow into something bigger. The biggest concern? You may feel completely normal while the fire burns deep inside year after year. But you can take action now. Try choosing fresh protein sources like grilled chicken, grilled fish, or even a handful of unsalted nuts when you can. Simple changes like these can put out that hidden fire and keep your brain healthy, sharp, and resilient. 6. White bread and refined grains, the safe foods that quietly starve your brain. For years, we've been told that bread is a simple, harmless staple, a basic, safe bet. But the truth that many people never hear is that white bread and other refined grains can quietly sap your brain power over time. These foods are stripped of their natural fiber and nutrients, leaving you with simple carbohydrates that your body digests almost immediately. Each slice causes a rapid rise and fall in blood sugar, creating waves of inflammation inside your body and worse, inside your brain. At first, you may not even notice. Maybe it's just a little trouble concentrating after lunch, a little foggy when trying to pay attention. It's easy to brush it off. It's easy to blame a bad night's sleep. But those little shocks add up. Over the years, they can contribute to reduced brain volume and an increased risk of dementia. Here's a brighter path. Swap refined breads for real whole grain bread labeled 100% whole grain, or grains like quinoa, barley, or brown rice. These foods feed your brain steadily, giving you lasting energy and protecting your precious memories down the road. More tips. It's not just what you eat. How you eat matters. Most people focus on the foods themselves, which ones are good, which ones are bad. But there's another aspect that many people never hear about: your eating rhythm. When you skip meals, go hungry for hours, and then eat too much in one sitting, or when you regularly load on sugar and refined carbohydrates, your brain faces a hidden stressor. Each extreme spike in blood sugar, each roller coaster between fullness and hunger, silently damages the tiny, delicate blood vessels that nourish your brain. You may not notice it right away. Maybe it's just a deeper afternoon slump, more difficulty concentrating after eating. But over time, that erratic eating pattern accelerates brain atrophy, like pouring too much water too quickly on soft soil. It simply washes away the strength. The simple solution? Eat smaller, more balanced meals throughout the day regularly, not rushed. Incorporate healthy fats, fiber, and protein whenever you can. The point isn't perfect. It's giving your brain a smoother, more consistent ride each day. You know, it is not about blaming a soda, a salad dressing, or a little treat you enjoyed once in a while. It is about understanding how the little things, the quiet habits, add up over time inside our bodies, inside our minds. And the best part is, you are never too late to start making better choices. Even small changes today, one less sugary drink, one more real meal, can build a stronger, clearer brain for the years ahead. At HEALZO, we believe that growing older should mean growing wiser, stronger, and more vibrant, not more afraid. You deserve to keep every memory, every sharp thought, every joyful moment that life still has to offer. If today's video helped you see things differently, share it with someone you care about. Someone you would love to stay sharp and healthy, right alongside you. And if you would like more gentle, life-changing tips like this, make sure to subscribe to HEALZO. Together, we are rewriting what aging looks like, one smart choice at a time.